Let me see if I can get my stuff up. And YouTube. It's all about the YouTube right about now. And make sure I am testing my stuff to see. Oh, it says we are live. I like this thing. Okay. Somebody might not know, but I'm here by myself. This is where we're going to be in 2021. So I'm going to let it sit right here. What I'm about to do right now is go over to Facebook and I'm going to send the link and let somebody know I'm live on YouTube. A recorded video will speak it right into existence. Yeah. This is where we're going to be. All right, let's see how I'm going to do this. Get the link and say, this is where you find me. So, the convos. And let me see, can I go Facebook and say that? Maybe I can go Facebook Live on my phone and then say, hashtag the convos. And that's where we're going to find each other at. I'm feeling that. So, let's see here. We'll go to this live hit and see if it has a share button. Oh, wow. I can hear myself. That's crazy. So share to Facebook. I'm going to share it to Facebook and see who catches it on Facebook. Let me see. Oh, sounds good on YouTube. Riley, what's going on? Dude, I'm just having fun right now. And I figure I'll take the new year to test this stuff out. So this is where we're going to be in 2021. I got to share it on the Convos page. Hey, Riley, if you need anything, any help, you need a step in to test your equipment, I'll help you do it. Just let me know. Let me see. Make sure I ain't double feeding back. So I want to post as, okay. At testing, okay. And then, so let me see. That's not my story, so I'm going to post it to Facebook. I don't care. I post it on my own page. And then I'm going to copy this. And then I'm going to go over to Facebook. And then I'm going to paste that from the Convos page. That's my other page, the Convos. So I got to post as the Convos. And then let's go. Let me see. Create a post. Probably will at some point. I'll go live on YouTube. Yo, Riley, you should just do it today. You got Ecamm. You do it. I'll jump on your joint today. If you're thinking about it, let me know. If not today, give me an inbox and I'll be the first person in there with you. And we can, I can let you know how it's sounding. And if you need to make any tweaks, I'll be the ear for you. So post. All right, I didn't hit that one. Do we got a second person? I'm trying to figure out. It's only 2 people there. I'm just trying to see how I can do this like I did on Facebook. Facebook be getting on my nerves. And so I'm about to get my music going while the folk is jumping in the room. See, I think, Riley, I may have to go to Facebook and then go live and then come over here because I think the link ain't really going to do it. So, all right, let me close that. All right, and then Facebook, I'll see if anybody checked the page out to see. All right, nah, all right. So, see, if I just did restream that would be okay, but I don't want to even get involved with Restream. Riley, you got your shirt, man? I don't know if you got your shirt, you learn and do. That is the shirt to have for this season. Learn and do. That's the one right there. So let me just check my phone and see if anybody on Facebook Live is checked in there. I do have Restream. The thing, I do actually have Restream. I just don't like use it. And so maybe I should do Restream, and that'll be the best way to like steer people in this direction. But I'm gonna do something in the clutch right now. I'm actually going to go to my Convos page off of my phone, and then I'm just going to go live and just say, this is where I'm at, and see if I get folk to come over. I'm crazy like that. It's on your list to purchase with Restream. So listen, we were in the clubhouse, and this is what we found out. In a sense, they try to tell me don't even try to do Facebook. Almost make a commitment to hit YouTube and just say to Facebook, I'm live, and just start working it from there. So I'm just curious if that's going to be my game plan. Now, if I can just figure out where to hit this. Okay, boom. I'm hitting live right now, and I'm going to just say, join me, okay, on YouTube at hashtag the convos. There we go. No, the t-shirt. Oh, the t-shirt. Yes, you got to get the t-shirt, man. The t-shirt is it. At the convos. Okay, let me see, at the convos, KONVOS. There we go. Noble, I see you're live. Yes, Noble, this is my first time, actually second time with the convos on YouTube, but I'm really committed to getting that done. So this is what I'm about to do. So I'm actually going in my phone. I'm actually going to go FaceTime Facebook Live to say, hey, go to hashtag the convos with an S on it. There's a K instead of a C, and meet me over just for a few moments over at the convos on YouTube. My Ecamm friends are in here. We just testing this stuff out. I use Restream to stream to Facebook and YouTube on Sundays. So yeah, I think I got to step that up and do it. Sammy, what's going on, Sam? Sam, I am. Thank you for your the YouTube shout out. I appreciate it, Sam. We got to do some Mac stuff together. And then you said I needed to try to put the what did you call it? The battery thing to see if it'll charge up the Ecamm cup. That's a good one. So let me get myself ready for the people walking in the room. And I have the convos is on YouTube. And then there we go. Listen, Portia, go over to hashtag the convos. Everybody looking here, go over to convos and let me know that you're here on YouTube. Okay. So you want to hit hashtag the convos with a K, and you'll find me on YouTube. Okay. So step over to YouTube. It's one of these things where you're reaching out, you trying to find everybody on Facebook and say, meet me over at YouTube. All right. I ain't trying to be long with nobody. I'm having a happy new year. All right. I started off with bike ride and I went live, and now I'm over here on YouTube. Okay. So come on, slide over to the YouTube. So everybody work your YouTube, slide over to YouTube. And when you get there, let me know that you showed up. All right. Just let me know that you showed up when you get over to YouTube. 5, 6 people. Come on over to YouTube. Come on over to the other side. That's 2020. We in 2021. 2021, we about to get over here to YouTube. And I'm going to get me some love music come in. This is my theme right here. We going here.
They say I'm crazy.
I'll see if they shut me down or something. I see you, Sammy. I see you, man. I'm feeling it. You can't hear the music in there. Richard, you need to come over to YouTube.
They say I'm
hashtag the convos YouTube. Come over to YouTube. Don't sit over there on Facebook. That's 2020. The other day, called I'm Mad at Cannon. Oh, how about that one? Oh, Noble, were you there on the bike ride? You were. I was trying, man. Boom, boom. Miles, come on over to YouTube. I'm in YouTube right now. I'm in YouTube Live. Anybody? I'm in YouTube Live. Come on over there. Richard, sign off and let me know when you show up to YouTube. There he is. Big bro, what's going on? I see you. I got to get to know the names again. I got to get to know these names while I'm over here on YouTube. It's all love. Happy New Year to y'all.
They say I'm tripping.
They say I'm tripping.
The way you
got my whole life flipping. Come on over to YouTube, somebody. I got to take this time and recruit over to YouTube. Hit the subscribe button while you're there. Let me know your page. I will subscribe to your page. Come on, let's work it out this year, y'all. Learn and do. That's right. I only want to see one person at a time over on Facebook because I need you to come on over to this side. When you get here, let me know that you're here. Drop your name in the column. Sammy, I subscribe. Noble, what's your page? I want to subscribe to it. What's your page? Sammy in the house. I see you. Put your page up there. Andre, you got a page on YouTube? I want to find you on YouTube. Let me know. The church page, I'm going to go to Southern Baptist Church and make sure that I subscribe to your church page. Let me know where you at on YouTube. I need to see the identities. Miles, sign off of that and come over to YouTube. I don't want you on there, Miles. Come on over to YouTube. Mickey, come on over to YouTube. Hashtag the convos. Don't stay there. Come on over to YouTube. Who else watching over here? Come on this side. Decrease over there and increase on YouTube. Tell your neighbor you need to be open YouTube. All right? Noble Bowman, that's just it? Okay, if it's just Noble Bowman, I'm subscribing to the page. What else? If you on YouTube, let me know where I'm subscribing to so I know. Woo. If you over there on Facebook, you need to be over here on YouTube. How many Sony cameras? Hey, look, you see them switching, Sammy? Just a couple, Sammy, that's all. Just a couple. If you over on Facebook, slide over to YouTube. The Convos. Subscribe to the page over here. That's right. Get out of there and come over there. There she is. Siobhan Cook is over here. What's Daryl's page? Daryl got a page on YouTube. Let me know. Happy New Year's, bro. Who's that said Happy New Year's? Richard Greer. There he is. Richard is in the house. Big things this year. Say hi to Sammy, Richard. It's family up in here. Everybody say hi to Siobhan. That's family. That's sister. Siobhan, say hi to Mr. Riley's World. You said 4? See if y'all can figure out how many cameras. I'm just switching around. Okay? Mickey, why are you still over here? Get over there, Mickey. Hashtag, tell Chris to show you how to get on YouTube. Come to YouTube the Convos. Hashtag the Convos. I'm over here. I'm testing out. I'm curious. How much was your mic? I got it on sale, Sammy. I got it on sale. The mic is somewhere around $1,500. That's because I'm a musician, I'm a producer, so I need it. It's overkill for everybody else. Mickey, stop watching over here and get over here. Sammy, say what's up to my brother Richard. That's my boy Richard. He's a drummer too. My page, Andre Person. That's the church's page too. All right, y'all subscribe to Andre Person's page as well. Andre, you meet Riley. He's on Sundays as well. He's on YouTube and he's on Facebook. And so we're trying to do connections in this year. Remember, you can always unsubscribe from somebody, which I don't think that you would do. It don't hurt to subscribe to somebody's page. Mickey, you got a YouTube page? I'm going to subscribe to it. So y'all put y'all pages up in here. We're going to hit the subscribe button over here on YouTube, dealing. Hashtag the Convos on YouTube. Try it out. See how it works. You're going to catch me there on Sunday. You're going to catch me there on the Convos. We sliding over to YouTube, okay? I'm not abandoning Facebook, but find me over on YouTube. I'm talking in the mic over here like they're going to hear me on that. Hey, on the phone, go to YouTube. Hashtag the Convos. That's right. Get out of there and let's slide over to 2021. We gonna be over this side. Over this side, people. Let's go. It's coming. Y'all coming in the room. Let's do it. We want you to put up your page. We want to subscribe to it. We want to help people over here in this YouTube. Because it's love, everybody. If you're there, hashtag it's love. I want to see how the interaction work right here. Thumbs up. Can y'all do thumbs up on YouTube? I don't know.
They say I'm tripping.
They say I'm tripping.
The way you got my whole life.
The way you got my whole life flipping. But I say something like this. It's love, everybody. Dylan, you still on here. Get off of there and meet me over at YouTube. All right, I got about 10 more minutes or less. I'm going to say this. Over this side. About to do a couple of things. Just a couple of things. Portia, there you go. You over here. She said, I made it. Was it hard to find Portia? Come on now. Mickey, you finally made it. Chris had to tell you how to get over here, didn't he, Mickey? Thank you. Shout out to my nephew, Chris, who had to tell his mama how to find YouTube and find his uncle on YouTube. Who else is over here? Prince. How's Sandra do? Did you take care of my girl? Come on over to YouTube. Hashtag the Convos with a K. Slide over to YouTube, Prince. Come on now. Oh, my man, my brother. Come over this side real quick. Let me know when you get here. It's love. That's it, Siobhan. Do the church got a page on YouTube? Let us know. It's people that'll watch the sermons over here too. Learn and do. You say, I'll call you tonight. Okay, cool. Hey, Prince, I need you to test out the YouTube. Come to YouTube, say hi and bye if you can. All right? Hashtag the Convos on YouTube. Okay? Hashtag the Convos on you with a K. All right? See, over here, y'all can't hear the music. John Turner, meet me over here. Sandra, jump over here. Sandra, I saw you shouting. I saw you saying something. Sandra, come over to YouTube real quick. Matter of fact, Sandra, why don't you come on? Let's chat a little bit. Come to YouTube. Hashtag the Convos. Okay, Sandra. Hashtag the Convos. Come on. Let's go. Woo. Be sure to subscribe to his channel while you are there. Let's help a brother out. That's what I'm talking about. You can catch Pop, y'all, at Prince of Peace Baptist Church, Philly. Subscribe to that page. Here it is on the screen. Y'all can catch right here. Come on. Listen, it don't hurt to subscribe to nobody page. So go ahead and subscribe to it. Sandra Williams is on here. Sandra, go to YouTube, Sandra. Because I think Sandra Church got a YouTube page too. We want to subscribe to her page too. Noble's on here. What did he say? He said subscribe to the channel. Who else is up in here? You said about to subscribe. My man Andre, subscribe to the page. Okay? Just go ahead and hit the subscription. K-Ree, I'm on YouTube. Come over to YouTube. Come over to YouTube. Hashtag the Convos. Read the caption. Hashtag the Convos. Find me over there. I'm live right now. It's music up in here. If you come over, you're going to find me. Y'all come on in the house. Daryl is Sons of Thunder Pro. Okay? We're going to read the comments. We're going to go and we're going to subscribe. Mr. Riley's World. Riley, is that your page? You need to know the page so we can subscribe to it. Here we go. Love, love, love. Give it to me. It's love, okay? It's love. That's what I'm talking about. Come on, people.
They say I'm crazy.
I'm just going to keep running it. There it is. Okay, you're the admin for the church's page. I thought you was the pastor, man. Come on, Riley. I'm going to call you the preacher anyway. So go to Reverend Riley's page. He said admin. Boy, you a preacher. K-Ree, look, she found it fast. Mickey, see that? K-Ree found it fast. K-Ree, my niece Mickey, it took her a long time. Her son had to help her to get over to YouTube. See? Wait, how you on both pages, K-Ree? Oh my goodness, I love y'all, man. I'm feeling. Did Sandra Williams get here yet? Or is she still trying to figure out her phone? Oh, help Sandra out and tell her how to get over to YouTube. My goodness. She said, let's go, brother. Listen, it's reasons why I'm over here. Big things popping off this year. I had to be on YouTube to pop it. You know what I'm saying? The Prince of Peace. I had to pop it on YouTube. I'm testing out. Thank y'all for being here. Stopping by, saying Happy New Year.
They say I'm
There it is. There he is. Daryl, what is going on, bro? Listen, we about to do something right here, Daryl. Daryl, we about to do something here because I'm feeling it. You know what? I'm going to do like my man DJ Strick. Y'all stop in and just say what's up to somebody, all right? That's all I'm saying. There it is. I'm going to be straight up just like that. Daryl, hit the link. Let's test it out. Let's go. Daryl know how to do it. Tanima, Malik Carter, what's going on? Malik, you need to stop by and say something to us, man. Malik, come over. Tanima, come over to YouTube. Okay, come over to YouTube. It's hashtag the Convos on YouTube. Drop off of Facebook and come over here. Okay? I would think you would have a U87, but you don't. No, I have it in here in this microphone, Sammy. I can make one of those. There we go. My niece just said, hello, Happy New Year. Yes. Who is up in the house? Noble is in the house. Let me put him up in here. Noble, what is going on? I see you rocking. But you don't. No, I have it in here. Let me turn this music down real quick. What is going on? Oh, you can hear that music, man? Hello, Happy New Year. Yes. Are you set up, bro?
Yeah, we are.
There you go. What is going on, man?
Man, I'm loving that tune you're playing.
You liking that music? Listen, that's a Jill Scott song called "It's Love," man. Me and my boy Darren did this song, man. I love it. I love it. I just texted her, gave her a Happy New Year, and we are happy, man, for a new year. It's been a trying year last year.
Yeah, we are.
There you go. What is going on, man?
Man, I'm loving that tune you're playing.
So wait, I got some feedback, but I'm good.
I got a loop going on here somehow.
Don't worry about it. We just testing. That's all. I'm just letting the folk know where I'm at, man. That's all.
I hear you.
I'm
You know what?
having
I know
people.
why. I think I got you on.
I'm just
There we
doing the
go.
drive-by to say Happy New Year and all of that good stuff. There, Valrita Gordon, she is here. Jessica's over there. I see it. There's another. See that? That's what I'm talking about.
I got a loop going on here somehow.
Y'all say what's up to my man Noble. Now, what is going on with you, man? Can you tell people how you met me?
Dude, we met right here. I was checking you out on the Ecamm community, and I saw your Sunday service one day, and I literally sat and watched you. I called my wife over. I said, come here. You got to see this preacher. He is grooving, man. You were dancing all over the place getting ready.
See, somebody gonna think that I was shouting. Make sure you don't tell them I was shouting. I was just talking, right? Wasn't I just talking?
Yeah, you were jamming to your music before you got ready to start speaking. You were getting with it.
Wait,
And
I
then
got a loop. How do I get rid of that loop? Let me
There's a
see.
loop coming somewhere.
See this preacher, he is grooving.
Now, do you have your speakers on or no?
No, my speakers aren't on.
Okay, let me see.
Make sure you don't tell him.
Now, this coming from that side, but let me see. All
Now,
right,
because I'm hearing it.
You were jamming to your music before you got ready to start speaking. You was getting with it.
let me see.
Wait,
how
and
I got a loop. How do I get rid of that loop? Do you know what it is? Close it. Close the browser. It's one of the browsers is still
No,
open.
my speakers aren't on. Okay, let me close it
Okay.
down.
Don't close the one that you're live on. Just close the one that you were watching me on.
It was me. It was me. It
You
was
got
me.
there. It is. Everybody
There it
meet my
Now
man
it's
Noble.
great.
And so
Now it's great.
continue on how we met. How did we meet? We don't even really know each other, but now we
It
do.
was a Sunday, man. It was a Sunday, and you were. I know what it was. You were a little ticked because you went on the Ecamm Live community because you had gotten ready and it lost all your scenes.
That's okay. So that's when you saw. Okay, got
And
you.
then you end up starting your service, your church service. You ended up starting a couple hours late or something, and I watched you. You sucked me in, man. You were jamming before the tunes, and I mean, you were singing, and dancing all around on your chair. Actually, I think you got up and danced on the floor. I mean, you stood up and danced a little bit.
I sure did. I
I
sure
remember
did.
that. I called my wife over. I said, "Come here. You got to see this guy."
Oh my
And
gosh.
so we watched you a while, and then I just started following you. And I've been following you on Facebook, and then following you over in the Let's Get Live community.
So do me a favor. Tell me where you from, because I don't even know.
Missouri.
Springfield, New York,
Missouri.
Missouri. So you're all the way in Missouri. So
down here.
I'm a regular everyday guy. And I just want folk to know, and I want to expose all these great people that I met in the community. And
it's
so
great.
I've never met you before face to face, but there's a love and a connection that we all have. We've been talking to each other. We've been encouraging each other. We've been,
You were on fire last night.
oh, last night. What did you see last night?
No, I was on with Strick at 9:30.
Okay. You went on at 9:30. Okay.
I was
Got
on
you.
9:30 to 10, and then I stayed on and watched you guys. And man, you were on fire with all those guys. Y'all were having some church up in there. Well, Doc over there trying to get his camera straight, and y'all having church.
Oh man, look, we tried, man. You know, because it's amazing because what I've been explaining to a lot of my friends are on here that are and I'll just show you some, like my sister Siobhan. We call each other family. So you know, Siobhan says hello. Her husband is a pastor, and so am I. But we're everyday
I'm a pastor.
people. And you're a pastor. Good. Where's your church at, man? Tell us about
In
it.
Missouri, I actually we were meeting in a bar before we got shut down for COVID. We're
Wow.
online now, but we're here in Springfield, Missouri. It's called One Church.
One church. I love the name
One
of
Church,
that, man.
place of hope and love for everybody.
That is awesome. I mean, so okay, so you're a pastor too. This is good because we didn't meet each other on, hey doc, hey reverend, hey pastor, oh the love of Jesus. We just met each other, and our light has shone through each of us. And there's a love that most people don't get a chance to express because they always find it in the
Hey, Clark.
context of
Yeah.
being church
Yeah.
rather than being church.
Yeah.
And so my sister Kay Hill, she says hello.
Ree.
Kay, she's a pastor as well. Well,
Come
she's a
on.
minister, but I call her a pastor too. But her pastor is like my uncle. But yeah. And Valrita Gordon, one again. Look, she says one church, excellent. She's feeling that.
Come on. Come
Yeah.
on. Now,
She's-
where are you? Where are you located? You're up in New York or somewhere, right?
No, Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Okay.
Yeah. I'm my church is in Philadelphia. I live right outside of Philadelphia, but I'm a Philly boy, born and raised.
Come on.
And
So I worked for several years for a company that was based out of Philly,
What's the-
Cardone Industries,
I don't know. Anybody know that? What's the name of it
big
again?
automotive remanufacturing company, A1 Cardone. They were
Okay,
huge company
Cardone.
there.
See,
Yeah.
my aunts probably know that.
Yeah, I went up there and spent a couple weeks in Philly for training sometimes.
Wow. Okay. Did you enjoy yourself? You got a
I
cheesesteak,
love it.
pretzels, all of
Oh,
that
come
stuff.
on.
Okay.
They took care of us.
I'm digging the country tone, man. I'm digging the country tone. So you got a little
Well, I
country
lived
to
in
you.
Arkansas before I moved to Missouri. So
Okay. Is that where you
you
from?
know. No, I actually was from the West Coast. I was born in Oregon.
Okay. Got you.
And I
Got
moved here
you.
when I was about 6 or 7, so I was here long enough to pick up the twang.
So let me tell you this, man. You really become a great brother already without us knowing each other. And I do want to blame Jesus for that, for
Come
both
on.
of us. I want to blame the Lord. That's the reason why we're tight like that. But our light shone without being too preachy, without making anybody feel offended. It's kind of like you just know.
No.
And spirit recognizes spirit, and then we finally come together. And I did not set up to just do this, but it happened.
I just saw you post it, and I'm like, all right. I was in there watching. I'm like, all right. He posted a link. I'm going live with him.
So did you do a sermon last night?
I didn't. No,
did-
we.
Thank
So
you.
I take off. No, so I take from Christmas till the Sunday after New Year's, we take off, and I'm like, look, our people been working. They're going to get a break. So you guys, here's the deal. We don't in the church. We don't give ourselves permission to be non-productive enough.
Wow.
Permission to be non-productive. Grapes, the vineyard, man. Grapes have a season of non-productivity, and if they don't have that season, then they're not productive in their in season.
Wow.
And
Talk,
we
sir.
have to give ourselves permission to be non-productive. It's a Sabbath. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Yes. Yeah. Listen, man, I'm so feeling that. And you know what I like is the fact that under normal circumstances, I would have been so pressured to get that sermon together for
on.
New Year's. Oh, this is your
I heard what you did.
season.
You let the people be. You let your people share.
And you know what's crazy? It was the first time I did that.
Come
After all of my years of being, so you heard my testimony, I'm a pew baby. You know, some of my
Mine too.
folks on here, you know, all I knew was church, and we kept doing it that way. You heard the old Baptist closer talking about the ham in the oven. And the reason why, you know, if you go to a black family's home, the ham is not holy unless you cut it in half, and you got to see that bone and all the ham, or else that ain't a real ham, okay?
Right.
And the reason why, when somebody asked the question, why do you do it that way? The truth of the matter was, it was the size of the oven that you had to put it in, and so when you really get down to it, it's like the why is what people don't dig into to know how to grow into where they need to be in their season. And so there's no knock on anybody that did their sermon. I felt good because it's not that I didn't have one. I wasn't strict on I am not going to do it, but I let God speak to me, and I was just like, you know what? Hey, since we all trying to figure out what to do, I'm like, what is your sermon?
That's good stuff, man. I don't know what you guys call it, but growing up, my dad was a pastor growing up. We call it the watch night service. I don't know why they call it that.
Yeah, that's what we call it. Come on, y'all. Y'all say amen right up in here.
And you're going to preach up until time, and you're going to pray in the new year or shout in the new year or whatever you're going to do.
Right.
We were going to do that. No, I hear you.
And I do miss, now listen, I do miss having been in a sanctuary and, you know, but I'm going to tell you what's weird. What we would do is, I don't care. My father, he passed in 2008. But the thing is, all those years from my grandfather to my dad, now I'm the pastor, we would always sit there and whatever sermon he had, no matter where he was at in the sermon, it's like everybody stopped paying attention at about 11:50. You know, the deacons, they say amen a little bit louder. So it's kind of like, all right, Reverend, it's 11:55. You know, it don't matter if you about to have Jesus on the cross, you about to have him in the tomb. If you ain't on the early, it's like you got to cut across the field and you got to get him up.
You ain't gonna get him out soon enough, right?
You got to get Jesus up before 11:58 or it ain't right. You know?
That's right.
And so last night I was like, we are done.
Come on.
We are done at 10 o'clock. We were done. And I'm sitting there twiddling my thumbs like, this is weird, but it feels good.
Right.
And so you are already on the side of rest during this time. Now, so what's your thought on that as a pastor for your members, for your people, the people that you're watching over?
Well, for me, it's like Christmas time is that season. I think it's family time. Like, look, we're in church 54 Sundays, 52. No, there's 52. So we're in church 50 Sundays out of the year. So we're going to take 2 of those Sundays and just be with your family, celebrate. And to me, you know, especially when Christmas comes close to a Sunday, when you were having church on Sunday or whatever, it was hard, man. And so, you know, your church family or your non-church family, they were like, he can't even come be part of the family because of his church. To me, I'm going to go with my faith in front of my family at the dinner on Christmas and New Year's. I'm going to be with them. Right. So I'm like, just go have that season with your family and be with them.
I feel you on that, man. And like I said, had the pandemic not happened, I probably wouldn't have thought about that way. Or here's the crazy thing, you know this as a pastor. I would have thought about it, but I wouldn't have had the guts to execute it.
Tradition. You would have hung on to the tradition.
Yep. Right. And you know, sometimes people knock tradition to the point where they don't recognize other people's struggles. Right. And so for years I had to just watch and not criticize, but understand people's struggles. You know, this is the night that every choir is supposed to sing. You know, until you don't have every choir. This is the night that we got to ring a bell for everybody who passed, you know, in the years that we've been, to the point where you got 100 members passed since the history of this church, you know, and we don't have time to, you know, for every person. So then what do? We shift and we put the names on the screen, because now we got TVs in church. So we put the names on the screen, and then we have a fake candle on the screen. And watch where I'm going. That's when we talked the other night, and I said, you know, I heard a quote that said, all change is not growth, as all movement is not forward. You know, and a lot of people they change this, they change that, but we have to make sure that the change is growth.
So let me give you my little seat on that.
Come on,
There's a
sir.
difference between change and transformation.
Come on, sir. Come on.
Change is influenced from the outside. Transformation begins on the inside. That bullfrog and that butterfly,
Yes.
once they become the bullfrog and the butterfly, they ain't going back.
You
'cause
sound
they've
like you
been
about to change your
transformed.
tune, man. You about to change your tune now. I hear you.
They ain't going back. They've been changed, brother.
They've been changed, man. Listen, I hear Valrita, you hear him about the tune? Okay.
Get that cadence going on. Where's my organ? Come
Oh
on.
my gosh, man. No, that's so awesome. You know what happened? And this is gonna bless you. I have a member that before my dad passed away, she had a major operation, right? And she had like intestinal cancer of some sort. The crazy thing that happened was I was just a minister at the time, and I went to the hospital and I sat and I talked with her because I was trying to understand how to be a minister. You know, I'm just understanding the functionality, whatever, because I was just a church musician. So I'm talking to her. When I went to visit her in the hospital, I'm like, okay, you had a major operation in your abdominal area. They cut you open and she explained it to me. They literally took her insides out. Laid it on the table and cleaned her up. I'm gonna go right to the point that you just said. So she had to be cleaned from the inside, right? But here was the thing that really got me, and y'all hear what I'm saying. Her healing had to take the recovery that she had. She wasn't able. Now think, most people when they recover, they lay down and recover. They say stay in the bed and get rest. Her orders were, because of her operation, she had to sit in an upright position in order to heal the right way. You hear where I'm going? And it got me because I'm always going to remember that I was looking at her like, why do they have you in this chair? Why aren't you in the bed? Every time I went to visit her, she was sitting in the chair, and I'm like, sister, why are you always in the chair? Didn't you go through a major operation? And she's like, so here's the story. And when she told me that her healing had to take place while she was in an upright position, that cut me so deep. And I said, man, I love that. I'm always going to remember that many of us always want to lay down on our healing. And it's kind of like sometimes you gotta be in a healing process in an upright position. I mean,
my wife had total knee replacement about 15 weeks ago.
Oh.
The day of surgery, they had her up walking.
Wow.
She's not going to heal laying down.
Right. There it is.
She's not going to heal laying down. She got to get up walking. So the day of the surgery, they cut the top of her knee off, the bottom. I mean, they put metal in there, everything. Now get up and walk.
Wow. And now get up and walk. And the healing has to take place while you're moving.
That's right.
Ugh.
Jesus didn't tell that boy that was lowered down through the window, lay around until you feel better. He said, take up your bed and go home.
Yes. That's good. Come on, sir.
Let me tell you, my favorite sermon of all time is T.D. Jakes preaching that passage of scripture.
Come on, man. Come on.
T.D. Jakes was preaching that passage. He titled the sermon, and he called me son. It was a title of the sermon. You never know where T.D. Jakes is going.
Right. Yeah. Right. It's like, wait.
But here's the thing that T.D. Jakes was talking about. He read the scripture, blah, blah, blah. The man was sick of palsy. And he starts preaching about palsy. You know, there's two types of palsy. There's palsy back in those days, is the palsy where you had no control over your body. Then there's the palsy where you're stuck, you're paralyzed, you're rigid, you're stuck in a moment in time. And then there's the palsy where you have no control.
Right.
He said, but wait a minute. It says he was sick of his palsy. The problem with some of y'all is you ain't sick of your palsy yet.
Wow. Right.
Come on.
You not sick of it yet.
You're not sick of being sick enough to get healed.
Oh my goodness, man. I need stuff like that. And you know, so do you use a lot of illustrations when you preach as well?
I'm a storyteller, illustrator. Yeah, man. Yeah.
I love it, man. Cause you know what? Right now it's more so here's something with me, and you can understand this. I'm the root of who I am. And people that's watching now, they might totally get, it's like, okay, that I get it now. I'm a John chapter 3 and a John chapter 4 guy for the most part, you can say. But mainly I'm a Nicodemus woman at the well person.
Come on.
Okay. The reason why, and that's not taken away from anything else in the Gospels, but what really stands out to me is when you take Nicodemus, you got a guy who would represent somebody who's I got degrees and I went here and I went to Princeton, I went so-and-so and I got my doctorate and I'm a doctor, you know, MD, MDiv, all of that stuff. That's Nicodemus. And it was a lot of pride for him to say, hey, excuse me, brother preacher, Jesus, let me talk to you about some of the stuff you're talking about. He went to him and what do we call it? We call it Nick at Night.
Nick at Night.
It was a Nick at Night and he had to have there it is. You get this right here, Noble, you get it. The convos. He had to have the conversation at night. Now, that was like on the low. And through that conversation is where we always have to preach, you must be born again.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
It's some big words from them small conversations. Then let's go to the other side of the spectrum to a woman at the well who's pretty much like most of us, where she's still hooked on her tradition.
Right.
This is how we always did it. And Jesus wasn't set up to have an appointment on the regular or by what most people would think. He said, I must needs go through because it wasn't a normality that's where he would be going. And so he ends up having a conversation with someone that everybody calls an outcast or they pick her apart. For whatever reason, she's there by herself. It was needed for her to be alone with him to have the convo. Okay. And so they have the conversation, and through the conversation, we actually get a glimpse of evangelism.
Come on.
And the evangelism was she got infected in the inside, because what you said is the inside. There was a transformation that was taking place inside because all that conversation was external, right? But the transformation came when he hit deep, and she said, I perceive thee to be a prophet.
Yeah.
You know, because it got inside of her. She's like, there's a twang of prophet in you. Yeah. And so from there, she started to understand that the conversations they've been having, through that conversation, it was more than just a convo.
Yeah.
And it was a transformation. So then she goes back and does what she normally does.
Talk. Yeah.
So she's having a conversation.
Who I ran into. He done told me about my foot.
And that's what I like about telling people or having the conversation. But the seed has to be planted. And then you get the conversations. From the conversations, you get movement. You get things to happen. You get more things to pop off through those conversations. So that's me as a person. I'm way into the conversations of Christianity, not the just always just the preaching too. It's the conversation.
Here's what I posted on. I saw this on social media and I reposted it. And this is true of me. This year, I want to be more like Jesus. How's that? I want to hang out with sinners, upset religious people, tell stories that make people think, choose unpopular friends, be kind, loving, and merciful.
Wow.
That's what I want to be.
Wow. I love it, man. When we say I want to be more like, listen, this is fun. Here's my brother Daryl, man. That's my brother Daryl.
What's up? How y'all doing?
Pastor Cook is in the house, man.
Y'all are dropping some truth bombs today. I don't know if I need to be in this combo right now.
Listen, Noble, man, me and Noble just been tagging back and forth. I ain't know if Noble was a brother. I ain't know who he was. I just seen Noble and I seen the emoji and all that. And I'm like, this is my brother. This is my people. But I'm like, if somebody would ask me, so where y'all? I'm like, in ECAM. We met in ECAM. And look, Noble, you got to get on him. Daryl's in ECAM. He actually is the reason why I'm on ECAM.
Well, haven't we heard from him? Where's he been?
Listen, exactly. See? Ask him questions.
I'm one of the guys who's undercover in the room.
Say it again. I'm going to let everybody see your pretty picture. Go ahead. Talk about it, man.
Pels was the outgoing one. I'm the one kind of just undercover, just laying back and learning from everybody.
So be a blessing to Noble. How has he blessed you so far, man? Because I know you were listening a little bit.
Oh man, it was just good to hear you guys talking about rest for real. I'm a little different. We actually had service on.
I saw you up there. I saw you jumping over the pew and hollering.
No, we're doing all that.
I'm playing
Me and
with you,
Shirley
man.
did a joint thing. So we had, the congregation in Philly, and of course my church in Erie. We all came together. But just to the point of rest, I think it's so very important, because so many people, we just used to going and going and going. And one of the things for me about the pandemic that has been great is just to slow down. Just to stop, not feeling like I've got to do this. I'm not tied or tethered to a lot of my Baptists. I use that word tradition, but really in a lot of ways, a lot of stuff I was calling old school was actually a comfort zone for me, and I didn't realize it until I got into ministry and started reverting back to things that I was accustomed to doing. So just that conversation about rest, I think, was just so powerful for me. And
I'm a business coach during the day. I coach businesses. I got everybody from a donut company that's got 25 franchises down to a machine shop down here on the road.
Wow.
My number one conversation when I meet with a new client is about rest. Number one conversation, because every business owner, every pastor, every client that I ever met have allowed themselves to get in this routine where they're working themselves to death, and they have no time to work on themselves because they're so busy working themselves.
Wow. Look, see, he dropping nuggets down.
That's good. Yes.
He just dropped them nuggets. He said, wait, say it again. You said they're too busy.
They're so busy. They don't have time to work on themselves because they're so busy working themselves.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And for a business owner, what I say to them is, you're so busy working in the business, you don't have time to work on the business.
Wow.
And for the pastor, you're so busy working in the ministry, you don't have time to be ministered to yourself.
And listen, the two guys on either side of you, we are brothers and we love one another. Like we are truly like the epitome of iron sharpens iron.
Come on.
I love the fact that I wish more people would see how Daryl and I's interaction are, and there's many other brothers in Philly, they, not leaving people out, but he's a true example because this tech world, again, I wouldn't be in ECAM technically if it wasn't for him and Sean Edmonds and
Awesome.
Carlton Aiken, Pastor Carlton Aiken, the brother of mine. They were OBS guys. So these guys know OBS. And, it's like, have you checked out ECAM? And I'm like, all right, what's that? But the thing is, when you have love for brothers, you can trust them even if you don't understand it. That's the word right there. You can trust it even when it don't make sense. Like our Christian love that we have, Noble, there's certain things you tell me that if I don't get it, I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna think on it, but I'm gonna trust it through the evidence of relationship.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And look how easy this is. You don't even know Daryl, but you know him. You got what I'm saying? Because there's something that came from you that gives each other the understanding that I can identify. And in the streets, we say game no game. There's a way of Christian knows Christian. You understand what I'm saying? And so and here's one problem too. Church no church. I just said something right there. That's a problem. See, it's now time that Christian need to know Christian, not church need to know church, because sometimes, and Daryl will tell you, my motto is, I've been going to church all my life, but church wasn't going in me.
Yeah,
I hear you.
That's just straight up. So I know a lot of church, but it wasn't going in me. And then when our eyes get open, and again, and Daryl knows this, if we were in our building and we could socially distance a proper way, we wouldn't have been in there. But it's good talking to you to know that even when COVID wasn't a problem, that what you started to do had a purpose of, hey, we want everybody to spend family time. My wife and I was sitting there last night like, wow, wait a minute. It is 11:30.
Right.
And I was just like, I'm not in the pulpit sweating or, like heart beating like, these folk gonna leave the church if I don't give them that right message to bring in the new year. You know.
Here's part of what I figured out. When I was on staff at a big mega church, and I was the key guest speaker. So I was the guy that always spoke when pastor was out.
Mm-hmm.
And I started figuring out the pastor always had me speak the Sunday after Thanksgiving, Sunday after Christmas,
You hear him,
and the
Daryl?
Sunday after New Year. Where was he at during that time? He was scamming.
Yeah.
And actually,
Right?
that's the hardest time to preach.
Right? Because, I mean, you know, people may not show up, so you're the fill-in guy.
And then you
And
can
I
blame
begin-
guy if they stop showing up.
Right.
Right.
You ain't follow up good, Noble. That's the
Right.
problem.
Right.
Not about it. Yeah, man. Yeah, I think, man, what you were saying, Pelzer, earlier was so important. I think the value of brothers, the value of relationship, we get caught up in competition. We're trying to outdo each other, and we try to hold information from each other, because I'm worried if you're nice on eCam, or you're nice on the technology, you're gonna steal some of my members. All of that crazy stuff that we just get territorial about stuff that's not ours in the first place. This all belongs to God anyway. This is His church at the end of the day. And one of the first, not one of the first things that God said about us, about mankind, it's not good that man should be alone. We need community. We need relationship, and we need to move more towards that, really towards empowering each other. Because one of the first things that Bishop Jesse Gavin said to me years ago when I first got into ministry and I was excited about it, he said, "You don't have to be in competition out here, because there is no shortage of sinners. If you are in the business of making disciples, you don't have to be in competition. All you got to do is do the work of God, do the work of the kingdom." And you know, for me, that's one of the things that I appreciate about our relationship, and the relationship with just like-minded brothers, Sean Edmonds and others. We're not in this to compete. We want to empower each other, because when you get good, there's some knowledge you're going to pass off to me, and I'm going to be better because of that. And that iron sharpens iron becomes a reality.
Oh my God. Noble, you feeling something? Go ahead.
Let me just tell you, there's a business book I read that when I read it, I was like, the church got to hear this. The book is called Blue Ocean Strategy. I don't know if you guys heard of that.
Okay.
But Blue Ocean Strategy. So the idea behind it is that there's this big blue ocean with fish in it. The problem is, in just about any segment, any business segment or church segment, there's a portion of that big blue ocean that is blood red water, because everybody's catching and releasing fish.
Wow.
And what we got to do is go find some blue water to fish in. But we're so stuck in catch release fishing, especially in the church. Oh, I caught that one. Oh no, well, that ain't working out quite right. They're not good members. We're gonna let them go back into the water. Now they got bloody red water. And the thing is, there's blue water out there. There's fish that nobody's trying to catch right now, because they're not using the bait that's going to catch the fish in the blue water.
And guess what? Guess what you just said? When COVID hit, the blue water was in the internet.
Come on.
That's and look, you know what's crazy? No, this is the relationship that Daryl and I have. So Daryl's he's been on the cameras long before. So you know, in the eCam community, people are like, "Oh, keep with the cameras and stuff like that." And Sammy was on here, and Sammy's like, how many cameras he got, him and Riley? But listen, Daryl was already doing 2-point shots and 3-camera shots, and he been doing that. So when the season came in,
Is it got a slider though?
He don't have a slider.
I don't have a slider. No, that's Pelzer got the slider.
See that? That's how I had to get one up on him. See, but the crazy thing is, it's like he never like stood back from imparting to me something, because he's comfortable in his own skin, and he has that, like you said, that blue water mentality. Like it's more than enough for everybody out here. Yeah. And the crazy thing is, when the internet had to become the space, we were already ready for the shift. Where one pastor said in Philly, he said, if y'all think back, he said about a year or two ago and more, everybody was calling Facebook the devil.
Come on.
You know, it's like, oh, y'all on Facebook? That ain't nothing but the devil. And it's like, and then one day they missed the shift, and that was the only place that's the blue. It's blue. It's the only place where the blue water is, and that became the fishing grounds in this season of COVID-19. And
so let me ask you both.
Yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
well, I'm asking both of y'all a question.
Go ahead.
So what do you think is going to be the long-term effects of this on the church?
Wow.
Because I've been having conversations with guys, and in about a month there's something I'll be able to tell you guys about. But I've been having some conversations with some guys that have been a part of these big, huge churches, and they're realizing that times have changed.
Yeah.
And what are the long-term consequences of this? I mean, because the tradition of us is to say, well, once everything's straight, people come back to church. But I don't know that's true. And are we going to condemn them if they don't, or are we going to continue to try to serve them where they are?
So, Daryl, you want to take it first?
Man, I'll be quick. I'll say
You ain't got to rush. You ain't got to rush.
We're not going back to business as usual. There is definitely going to always be, I think, those two audiences we got to minister to: those who are going to come back to the building, and those who are just going to remain where they are. And we're going to have to adjust. And as you were, using the analogy earlier about the idea of fish and bait, we've got to have bait to catch fish where they are. And we can't have the expectation that it's always going to be a level of comfort for us. And so I know for me in ministry, I know that there has been a sense in which the church has been decentralized, so that the building is not going to be the major component. Now we've got to not just count. I think, as Bishop Walker has said, we can't just count footprints. Now we got to count fingerprints.
Come on.
That's not going away. So we're going to have to learn how to make those adjustments so that we can still minister to those who are going to be in the house, but we've got to also minister to those who are going to be beyond our border. Because I know for my church, and I'm sure Keith can testify to this, that we've been attracting people who are not, within a 30 to 100 mile radius of us. We have people that are contacting the ministry from all different, Georgia and
I've been watching Keith for weeks.
They aren't going to be able to drive to where we are. And so we got to still minister to them after all this is over. So I don't think there's going to be a normal as it was. There's going to be a new normal that's going to have some things that are familiar, but we're going to have to continue to learn, adapt, and make adjustments.
Yeah. And so you Noah, you're going to laugh at this. Were you watching? Oh, no. You wouldn't have been watching. So the other night when we were on, and Daryl, you're going to love this. So Sean Doc, right? Doc. So yeah. See, Noble, we got to get Daryl up to speed.
No.
Come on, Daryl.
Oh, come on, man. He been out of the church, man.
He's the reason why I'm on the M1 right now.
Okay.
You got the M1.
Look at
the reason why. I know you talk about. Go ahead.
Siobhan, let you get that. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Shout out to Daryl's wife, my sister Siobhan Cook. I love her. She knows that. This is crazy. Oh, what did Riley say? Let me connect real quick. Riley said many will stay in their homes and watch our streams. In my opinion,
agree.
And so let me bring up what happened with Sean Doc. So it's like 4 pastors, and it's Doc Rock on there, and Doc Rock is my dude. And Doc Rock is a straight shooter. He's very open. He's very loving, great brother. But he's going to ask the question and face the 300-pound gorilla in the room. So he's like, listen, I want to ask you pastors on here and keep it 100%. Can y'all explain to me, like, why do we have to go to church? Like, I was always taught that church is in here, right? And so the great thing is the believers in the eCamp community, there's a love that we have that nobody went on, because you're supposed to go to church, and we went to church, because you can't hammer him on your tradition. So I'm sitting there like, okay. And it was funny because Lemuel, he was like, so everybody kind of got stuck. But because of my relationship with Doc, we joke all the time. I went right at him. I said, so Daryl, you know me, I'm going into think mode. I said, Doc, you know what's crazy? I said, let me explain to you like this. I said, ECAM. I said, we met in ECAM. And he's like, okay. You know, Doc with that raspy, he's like, okay. I said, we met in ECAM. So we're in ECAM, and I said, there was an influence that you had on me, an influence I had on you. And then we started to get to know each other, and then everybody's talking. I said, but eventually, that place wasn't satisfying for us because we needed a closer relationship outside of the 15,000 people that's in there without judging them, but we're all not exactly the same. So the commonality was ECAM, but there's something deeper in all of us. There's a pursuit in all of us much deeper. Shout out to Edward Buster Fields. There's a pursuit in us much deeper. And so in the vision that you got, and I was safe enough to say God gave you this vision, and you started the Vlogmas community. And it was really a whosoever will, let them come. I said, because of your influence, certain people followed you into another space. I said, that space is not the same space that they were in when they met you. I said, so what it identifies is those people of the community that have like-mindedness, like goals, and like love. We help one another. We're specific. We help one another. And what that group showed us was the continuance of what we started, because we met in ECAM. We've helped each other in some kind of way. But in order to see if it's authentic, the authentic people are in the other community, right? Nothing's wrong with ECAM community, but those that were in, I said, here's what I said. So ECAM is the world, and Let's Get Live is the church. And I said, who's the leader of ECAM Live? And I just dropped the mic, and everybody said, whoa! And he's sitting there looking. I'm like, you the pastor.
You the pastor.
I said, so if you didn't create this space, look at how many people would not have grown. So with that paints the picture, whether it's a virtual church or whether it's a physical church, we understand the definition in a sense of church in a practical way on why these folk is going into that building. Okay, why they're gathering there. If I'm over in Missouri, I'm coming to your church. You understand what I'm saying? You know, if we can hang out and eat and everything, but I'm going to come and sit and hear a word from God from you, and we're connecting in identity in a space that's universal for everybody, but separate from the world.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Come on. And you know, the thing is, when you pull back and think about Doc starting this thing, and literally in the early stages, how many ministers were coming into that thing, into the Let's Get Live. God, whether Doc realized it or not, God used Doc to create something that's going to further the kingdom like you don't believe.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I totally believe it.
Here's the other part of this whole thing as a stay-at-home church is we're going to have to figure out for those that are part of our communities that don't come back to the building, we got to figure out how to connect with them and engage them.
Right.
And I'm not sure what that looks like. That's the thing that I'm actually talking to some guys out in California in Silicon Valley. There's a platform that's in the works that is designed to take engagement and make Facebook groups and all this look silly. The guy that's helping design this is the guy that designed for Universal Studios their in-park engagement app.
Wow.
And he's helping us design a church engagement community. And because that's going to be the key. It's figuring out, I mean, you know, it's one thing to get people coming to the building. When they're in the building, you shake their hands, you hug the neck, you have a supper, you do these things. But if they ain't coming in the building, how are we going to engage them?
Right. It's a task now. And so I want to say this about Daryl's father-in-law's church. He's married to one of my uncles or fathers in the ministry, Pastor Robert Shipman. And the amazing thing is they can tell the story better than me, Siobhan and Daryl, but the church is one of the prominent churches in North Philly neighborhood near the zoo. You familiar with Philly, so near the zoo. And the church caught on fire, it burnt down. But his vision for setting the church up, and Daryl, I never told you this specifically. Shipman will probably kill me, but not kill me. Siobhan doesn't even know this. I never forget, we were sitting in this study and we were talking, and it felt like I was talking to my dad, right? And it was one of those moments, Daryl, where he was kind of like at a frustration point of, have I been doing the right thing or did I do something wrong? And I was glad that God put me there to encourage him to say, hey, whoa, Kemosabe, stop 1 second. The thing that might seem wrong now is not because you weren't doing, but you have to realize that even in your doing, a lot of things are not going to happen in your time.
Right.
But it don't mean that it's not significant. So you have to be faithful in what God called you to do. I said, you actually have the church that sets the tone to reach the community. The church that they're in is the church that fits everything that the community needs. It's beyond its own self. That's the crazy thing. The sanctuary ain't oversized. It ain't undersized. They got glass floor in there. That's a whole nother story. It's wonderful, but we tease them about it anyway. Not bougie glass. It's just a glass floor going to the baptism pool. But he was on tech before pastors even thought tech was necessary. If you say a phrase, they can print the T-shirt up tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So they had it facilitated and they set it up for the next. Now the thing is, we didn't know COVID was coming. This season was coming. That church is already built for this season right now.
They're ready for it.
It's already ready. And here's something that Lemuel said. He said the tree is not afraid of the next season. That took me out of here, man. He said the tree ain't scared of the next season because there are trees that are planted in the fall that got to go through the winter. And the only way they're going to grow is to get through the seasons, but they not scared of the next season. And so Prince of Peace wasn't scared of the next season, even though if they didn't know what the season was going to bring. And I had to encourage them, like, look, dude, you already on it. You know, we all got to catch up to where God has already put you at. Go ahead. I know y'all feeling something. Go ahead. No more than Daryl.
There's a book called The Life of Trees. And it talks about how that trees literally in the forest or in a wooded area, they have community.
Wow.
And trees support each other. And they talk about how that they've done these research, these botanists and biologists, and have done this research. And you were talking about a new tree that's born in the fall and survives till the spring. They have figured out one of the ways that happens is that trees that are already established, their roots will connect and the established trees will send nutrients through the rooting system to that new tree.
Wow. Wow.
I'm telling you, when I read this book, I was like, holy cow.
Right. Daryl, what you want to say on that, man? I know you was feeling something because you know the story better than I do.
But man, you talk about the tree, man. I'm thinking about what was it? I think it's the Chinese bamboo that when it is developing roots, it is growing quietly underground for 5 years before we see any movement above ground. And then once it moves above ground, then you see it sprout and growth. And you'll be fooled to think that it just started growing and it just had this explosive growth out of nowhere, when in reality there was development of 5 years that happened in private before it made its entrance in public. And so this idea that so many times we don't realize the importance of the process, the importance of development in private before we can ever do what God wants us to do in public. And too many times we try to rush our introduction into the public space, but we don't have the roots that are able to keep us and carry us when the winds blow, because we know that they're coming. And so I think that when we talk about trees, I think that's the first thing that really hit me, that we don't take the time to develop, to process, to not just get excited about the destination, the end goal, to give God thanks for the journey and how he is developing us and strengthening us in the process. And I think one of your conversations, the conversation you had with Pastor Shipman was important, because I think it really helped him even to understand the importance of the process. Like you don't always see your impact. You don't always see. I think it was Tim Keller that talks about how growth
I love
is
Tim
gradual.
Keller. Come on, sir.
Yeah. He says growth is gradual. You don't see it at the time you're growing, because it's just happening in these small increments over time. But people on the outside see it. I know you probably seen it in your kids. Like
I was thinking it as you're saying it. Go ahead, Daryl. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Growth is gradual, and sometimes when you're viewing you from your perspective, you don't see how gradually God is growing you, shaping you, and developing you. And that's why we can't just fall in love with the end goal. We got to fall in love with the process.
Oh my gosh!
You guys have probably experienced this, Keith. I'm sure you guys experienced this. My dad was a pastor.
Okay.
And my dad died in 2012.
Siobhan, he's a PK. He's a PK.
Come on. So when my dad died, my dad had asked me to do his funeral, and I had hit a spot where I was really burned out for a while. That rest I talked about, I wasn't doing it back then, and I was burned out. And so when my dad asked me to do his funeral, that's the first time I had spoken in about 2 years. But here's the cool thing that happened. Is I had people writing me letters saying, I want you to let people know that your dad influenced me. And I'm like, you never met him.
Wow.
No, but you. Your dad is my spiritual grandfather, even though I never met him.
Good.
Wow.
We don't realize that. You were talking about that pastor. He may never see the dream that he thought. He may never see it all come to fruition.
Right.
But he's going to see it through the people he discipled, because 2 Timothy 2:2, go and take the things I've taught you and trust it to faithful men who will teach it to others.
Wow. Listen, let me tell y'all what I got today. So I told y'all I have a segment called Word on Wheels. And so when we have Word on Wheels, Eva, what is going on? I just heard too much about you, and it's so awesome. Listen closely. I'm riding a bike, Daryl, and as I'm riding, there's today, and it's going to be on Word on Wheels on my show next week. I'm gonna edit it and put it up there, but I'm gonna give it early. Riding a bike, I'm a fast rider. I'm a strong rider. There are many people who ride faster than me, but something I learned, and here's the funny thing, I call them my OGs of the trail. Now I'm 49, but the OGs on the trail, they teach you how to ride. And the thing is, they don't ride as fast as you now. Most of them can outlast me, but they don't ride as fast. But they had their days of being the fastest. So now they're kind of like older, and they're like, listen, I don't have to prove nothing. And then when you get to know them, you realize they used to race. They was in this, they was in that, and they got all these accolades, and you don't really realize you sitting with wisdom. So now what happened was, one of the guys taught me, and I was learning about riding, and then they said, your problem is you in the big ring. You got the bike in the big ring and you're trying to hammer down the trail and you're trying to chase 25 miles per hour. And he was like, why are you trying to do that? And I'm like, I'm riding the bike. He said, no. He said, put it in the small ring and I want you to spin. And so they were teaching me cadence. And so they had me go out with them, and I said, so where are we going? They said, we going up to Exton. And at the beginning I was like, you going way up to Exton? They said, yeah, but so what happened was, let me go backwards. They took me to Exton and we rode, but I was riding in the big ring and I was like, man, I can't keep up. This is too far. I don't have no energy. So when we went out again, they said, do this for me. Put it in the small ring. I put it in the small ring and was spinning. And then by the time we got back, the old guy said, how you feel? And I said, I feel good. He's like, you think you can do another 20 miles? I was like, yeah. And he was like, the other day you ain't had no energy. And I'm like, and so he said, the problem was you was trying to hammer through the process and you lost all your energy in the same distance. He said, but if you learn how to take your time and do cadence, you can cover that ground. Now here's the shout right here. The problem was today, the trail's empty and I'm riding. This guy comes up behind me and he's and in my instinct, I'm like, he not gonna pass me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna chase him. And then it dawned on me, it's like the Holy Spirit dropped in and was like, first of all, you don't know where he's going. Your problem is he's going in the same direction, but you don't know where his destination is.
Destination, come
And
on.
so I watch too many people chase people. When they pass them, they try to pass them back, only to find out that you going all the way to Philly and they was only going to Conshohocken. You just wasted all your energy because their finishing line wasn't the same as your finishing line. And you wasted all your energy trying to chase them to a finishing line that was not assigned for you. And when I saw it, I said, oh my gosh. In this season right now, and this time, and moving forward, I am not trying to pass anybody. I'm not trying to get influence on passing nobody. I could care less about passing people. I'm concerned about what my destination is, and I'm going to know if we go in the same place through the conversation. And if we are, what bike riders do is we learn to do a line. You ride, come on, Noble. You know what I'm talking about,
Let's draft a little bit. Let's draft a little bit.
Let's draft a little bit. So
let me take the lead for this next step, then you take the lead.
You see, you a bike rider. You know what I'm talking about. You say you can sit on my wheel. That'll preach right there.
Yeah.
You can sit on my wheel. Where are you going? And then when they tell you where you going, you say, listen. And Daryl, I'm telling you this about bike riding. When you're out there bike riding and you going, when in love, you pull up next to the person as you pass and you say, rider on your left.
Rider on your left.
And when you say rider on your left, you go up and you speak and you say, hey, how you doing? It's, you pedal because you about to pass them, but you say, hey, where you headed to? And they go, and we look at each other bike and be like, nice bike. Oh, I like that. Nice bike. All right, where you going? Oh, I'm going to Philly. Oh, that's where I'm going. How you feeling? Oh, I'm a little tired, man. You know what? Sit on my wheel. Get in that draft. And then after a while, when they start to feel good because they saved up energy in that draft, then they say, okay, I'll take the front. You can draft my wheel. My goodness gracious. And see, me and Daryl been doing this for how many years, Daryl? For a long time. We've been drafting on each other wheel because of the direction we going in.
Yeah. Man, dude, that's so good. So good. Look, fellas, my wife's over here telling me we got to roll to my son's apartment, but man, I'm so glad I took the chance to jump on.
Meet you, man.
Brother, I love you, man. I'm looking forward to a lot going on, man. And tell your wife we said thank you for allowing you to be on here, man.
We'll connect again soon, brothers.
All right, I'll catch you. Daryl?
Man, that was heavy, Doc. I appreciate you letting me hang out with you boys, man.
Get out of here, man. Listen, you know how I roll, man. And look, say what's up to my man Lemuel, man. This is my dude. Just say what's up to Lem.
What's up, Lem?
Yeah, Lem.
As a matter of fact, I've been peeping him out for a little while in the community.
I knew that.
Yes,
Lim drops. That's what we call them. Lim drops. Yes, is that my girl, Siobhan? Yeah. What's going on, girl?
You said what's going on?
Yeah, that's right. I know you got the headphones on. Oh my God! Hold up, man. Blur her out a little bit. She got something wrong with her shirt. Something wrong with her shirt, man. Blur her out real quick, man. Your camera messed up, Daryl. Your camera a little jacked up.
I told you, I was like, I have to show him something right quick.
Oh, hey, Daryl, Siobhan, you know Tina killing me right now, right? Because the Deadskins, the Washington team, and Eagles in the same division. She clowning me hard. Like her and her girls, they are killing us, man. They like where them birds at? Where them birds at? You know what I'm saying? And here you come. Wait a minute. I got one stab to throw at you. Who'd y'all get beat by with that big record y'all had? What's the name of the team?
There were like 3 seasons in a row. I'm like, what is going on?
Yo, my Pittsburgh fans was like, are you kidding me? And we were at the bowling alley one time. We were like, yo, are you serious? Y'all going to lose to them? I mean, like, shout out. Y'all got 11-0, but it's like, y'all 12 ain't happening because of that whack team.
It was awful. I was so heated. I didn't even finish the game that day.
Oh, man, you might as well. I mean, y'all still up top. You know what I'm saying? It was just the fact that they beat y'all. I was like, oh, my gosh. But listen, kudos to the Steelers. Y'all crushing right now.
Yes, sir. I mean, I was mad, but Steelers for life.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Her daddy got her that.
Listen,
gift to me.
I gotta watch it before BJ starts something. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tick BJ off. I'm gonna send him a shout out and be like, but I can't say nothing because BJ will just crash my birds, you know, and I can't. Nah,
no doubt about it.
I ain't ready for it. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Daryl, man, I appreciate you, bro, man. I like.
Oh man.
I just. I was trying to get myself right for YouTube. You know what I'm saying? To see how I like it, and so.
Yeah, man. You about to start coming on YouTube? You gonna start doing the show over here?
Yeah, I'm doing the show over there. I got stuff that I'm preparing and setting up to that, you know, I'm going to keep it on. Riley, you said Cowboys? Ooh, what happened? What? Jesus done left the room. He ran away, man. Salute. Shout out to Cowboys, man. Y'all going, listen, our division is so terrible, man. Listen,
I don't know what's up with the East this year.
We just one team at this point because we all so bad. We might as well just congratulate one another for anybody. Like, I don't even think our division is allowed in the playoffs.
Yeah, my goodness, man. I don't think anybody got 7 wins yet. Do they in the division?
Listen, anybody that's going to get into the playoffs or anywhere is going to be with a low record, almost record lows, is going to the next season. Man, Daryl, we can preach that right there. Even with a jacked up record, you can get to that next season.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Everybody record is whack going to that next season. Hey, Siobhan, don't hate on Riley's Cowboys now. Come on now. It's all love in here, y'all. It's all love. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Daryl, what you into, man? I can't hang here long because I'm learning something from Lim, and I don't want your wife to be waiting over there while you got headphones on.
Man. No, I ain't doing it, man. I just happened to be scrolling online. I was actually about to get some new plugins for Final Cut.
Yes.
And I just happened to go on Facebook. I saw you on, and then you was pointing everybody to YouTube, and then it was a wrap from there, man. I had to jump on with you.
Oh, man. And you sound good, man. Like you part of the crew, man. I hear you. The sound is tight. You got the mic right, got the camera up right.
Oh, man, I ain't doing nothing, man. Matter of fact, I just went to King of Pressure today. Picked up the M1, man. So I'm playing with that today, trying to get that right.
Are you on the M1 now?
Yeah, I'm on it right now. So I was trying to, I was trying to get some stuff together when you told me to come on. So
how's it feel? My man Alicio got that. He got that. Oh my gosh, Mickey, you and Riley are friends. Oh no, wait, Mickey, are you Dallas or you Patriots? Wait a minute, the division definitely shouldn't be allowed into the playoffs. We're terrible. Yeah, she's Dallas. That's my niece, Riley. My niece Mickey. She a Cowboys fan. So
man,
I kicked her out of the church. I kicked her out of the church and she said she a Cowboys fan. I took her salvation away from her and said, "Get out of here." Like, no. She lost her membership when she a Dallas fan. No, but dude, so Alicio got the M1. Are you running on Sir?
Yep. I'm running on Big Sur. Now I haven't played around with Ecamm yet. I literally just was plugging it up. I migrated stuff from the other Mac over, and so right now I'm just on the Cam Link and the camera. And
okay.
I just jumped in with you. So.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna be back on with my tech stuff, man. You know me, I got a hashtag sneaker preach, man. I can't help it. We can't help it, man. And you with your illustrations too, man, and preaching, man. I appreciate you. I love you. Lim is watching. I don't know why Lim is watching. Lim, go ahead and be with the family, man. That is my brother. Listen, Lim was dropping some nuggets on us the other day. That's why we call them Lim drops.
I believe it.
Yeah, we call them Lim drops. Okay, look, my wife in here talking about stuff. Say hi to Daryl and Lim.
Hey y'all, I'm starving.
How you doing?
I'm about to order.
She about to order.
You want something?
You want something? I'm about to order.
Mind your business.
She said order, not order, order.
I'm not getting you nothing.
Siobhan, your girl is in the room. Siobhan was ignorant. She came on with her Pittsburgh shirt.
Oh yeah, that is a little ignorant.
That is a little.
But it ain't Eagles, so I'm fine.
Look, she done stabbed the Eagles. She gonna tell Siobhan that's a little ignorant, but she said, but long as it ain't Eagles.
Do you want the wings and the
Yes,
sliders,
the slide. Yes, I want the sliders and the wings.
The sliders and the wings.
The wings and the sliders.
See, $1 million. I'm hungry though. I can't.
That's what. Okay, go ahead. Order.
Give me
Look, She said,
Get
I'm
to that
hungry.
food, man.
Hey, Lim, please tell me you don't go through this. She said, I'm ordering. What do you want? I'm going to get such and such. And she said, give me the card.
Oh,
Is that how it go around in y'all houses too? Is that
That's only occasional.
y'all got the same y'all got the same trials?
I only just order and
that
don't
sounds
bother
familiar,
you.
Doc.
Siobhan said, hey.
Not on today.
Your
Hey,
homegirl
sis.
said, hey, with her Pittsburgh shirt on.
Hey, sis, that's okay. It ain't green, so it's fine.
Look, see that? Lim, my niece shouted you out. Hashtag Lim Drops. Say what's up to Lim Drops.
Lim drop, yeah.
Yes, Lim Drops.
Lim drop.
He couldn't come on because his wife told him he couldn't come
I know
on.
that's right. You better somebody got.
See,
tell
me and
somebody.
Daryl, we do what we do in our house. You know, we say we going live, we go live.
That's a big.
You know what I'm
joke.
saying? We hit the camera button and be like, we'll catch you in a minute. But
That
see,
is a big joke.
Lim Drops was like, can I get on the thing? And she was like, no.
That's a big old joke. Whatever.
Lim said hello, Tina.
Whatever. Hello, Tom. How are you? Which one of these cards?
Lim had to get permission, and it was denied. He probably ain't finished his honey-do list. That's what it was.
Me and Siobhan are fine because we in our own space. Y'all can go ahead on go down here.
She know your wife, Daryl. She know your
Uh-huh.
wife. Look.
Go on ahead. Go on talk to the people so we can go. We in our own space and we good to
Lord
go.
have
Hey,
mercy.
hey, Lim, we got to be on the show with you, man. Me and Daryl and Tina and Siobhan, we got to jump on with y'all one day, man. Listen, Lim got some big things going on. That dude, he is the Filipino Black Baptist preacher, man. I promise you. Lim Lim was playing a Hammond B3 tune-up. He had the drops for the organ. I mean, the good ones, Daryl. Like your real preaching chords, he had them joints on triggers. On triggers. We were talking, and I was trying to pull up my organ down here, and I heard some.
Oh, man.
And I looked up.
That's
We was
like that hoop trigger zap.
yeah, he had the hoop trigger thing going on, man. I was like, oh, Lim. Lim is, listen, don't get Lim misunderstood. If we were in-house, and we had a revival or something, and Pastor Cook had said, I want some variety or something, Lim is in the mix. And I promise you, me and you will probably fight to run to the organ to back him up, because Lim is crazy. When I say Lim drop, he be dropping them, man.
That's what's up, man. Lim, I can't wait to meet you soon, man.
Oh my God. Listen, you got to check out his Vlogmas, man. His Vlogmas, he dropped a lot of stuff up on that thing, man. He got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Look, he gonna blame it on RK3. RK3 is another beast. So I'm gonna shout my man RK out, and I'm gonna mention y'all to him to see if y'all want to be a part of it. He has a YouTube page, and it's called Bible Verses with a Z, and it's real simple. It's kind of like what I did with my church last night. You'll have 3 minutes with the countdown timer, and with the countdown timer, you pick a verse and you just, like, in 3 minutes or less, you just expound on that verse real quick. And so it's just called Verses. Like, it's one of those good, like, challenges. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Where it's what I call the sneaker preach. You just drop one in there. You know?
That's tight. Do you pick your own verse, or he gives you the verse?
I think you pick your own. So, like, you can pick anything. So, like, you know, if we wanted to go to Philippians and, you know, think on these things, it's like, that's a good challenge for preachers, though. To drop that in 3 minutes. And the good challenge is the countdown is on the screen.
Yep.
And as it's going down, you got to cut across the field.
Yep.
And look, let them know how to hold the side of the ear and say, I heard not.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Lim is my dude, man. I love Lim, man. We be having fun, man. Man. But, bro, I'm going to let you go because she done.
I do, yeah, man. Get to that food, man.
And you ready to get to that M1. Look at you.
Oh, yeah, well, we know what your girl Siobhan did, some pork chops and something else in there. So
you out.
You out. That's starting to hit my nose.
Oh, yeah. You better go ahead and get that right there. And so I'm going to eat too. I thank everybody for joining us. Maybe next time Lim and Eva will join us. And thank y'all for sitting with me and chilling. And Daryl, thank you. Thank you, Noble, and everybody for being on here as I was trying to just test out the environment of YouTube. I'm satisfied. Happy New Year, brother. I love you. You know how we go.
Happy New Year, man.
And I appreciate you. All right?
All right, be good, bro.
We out. Oh, look.
We out.
Wait a minute. I'll try to hit the button, but it ain't go. Platform preaching, 10 minutes. You absolutely right, Valrita. Listen, I love you, sis. I'm out. I'm hitting the button.